views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Hey, everybody, it's so great to have all of you tune us in, turn us on. Lynn Brown and I are here today. And, you know, this is, I think, one of the more important conversations we could be having right now. You know, it is living in this world and not knowing, first of all, that there is even a game going on. That's number one. And if you're me, most of my life, you're pretty unconscious. But then you get this idea that there is a game going on. You've been invited to play. So now you're playing in the game. Now all of a sudden you're seeing, oh, wait a minute. Some people are actually winning, as Charlie Sheen put it once. Winning. Yeah. What does it mean? How do we win at the game of life? But how do we do it in 5D? 5D. That's what Lynn Brown is here to talk to us about. Get into it, winning at the game of life. That is a radio show. That is what she does. And by the way, Lynn has cultivated an amazing platform now for us to live our lives. Full spectrum living. Today, you're going to hear about how all of her years in sports, in business, in finance, in spirituality, as an intuitive, an energy healer, medium, you know, but when we think about our backgrounds, right? And then we look at what we're doing in the world, people would scratch their heads and say, what do you do? And then what are you doing here today? Well, I'm not going to talk about it. Lynn is. Hey, Lynn, you ready to kick it off?
Yes, ma'am. Let's do it.
Okay. 5D. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't even have a 3D TV set yet, right? Maybe Benny's got a 3D set. I don't know.
Nope, but not that cool.
Yeah, I'm not that cool either. Tell us about 5D versus 3D. And for people that don't know, we're talking about the game of life. This is what you're talking about, winning at the game of life.
Yeah, talking about the game and kind of to go off of your introduction there, not only are some of us playing by the old rules, but some of us we're in the wrong game. We're just playing the wrong game. And this is the image and kind of the lesson of how it came to me was, I grew up playing sports and I played basketball. And, my higher self was just like, Lynn, can you imagine if you, as good as you are today at whatever you are good at, imagine you like playing basketball by today's rules, but going back and playing in 1860 or whatever when it was created. When women weren't allowed to dribble. You could only pass it to move. You couldn't guard each other because we didn't want to, injure ourselves, or they didn't, society didn't want us to get injured. I mean, as good as I am at basketball today, if I tried to play by those rules, I would not win. Right? I would feel like a failure. I would be frustrated. And I was cracking up when I was given that example, and to take it even a step further, what if I subbed into a football game with my basketball? I'm a wide receiver and they throw me the ball. And I start dribbling it, right? I mean, and that's how a lot of us are playing this game of life. And it's funny to me. I mean, it's literally funny. I was cracking up thinking about this because it's such a good example. It's such a good example because the 3D is really that old paradigm. It's really that old set of rules. And, what I want to say to start the show is, hit pause, everybody. Hit the pause button right now and sub yourself out. Sub yourself out of the wrong game of the old paradigm and sub yourself into this new game of fifth dimensional, higher consciousness game of life and this game of winning. And let's win, because in this new game, everybody can win purely by allowing themselves to celebrate their own personal evolution. And it's not about just getting by, but it is about the celebration. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is the difference between the old third dimensional paradigm, what's currently stopping people, like what are we caught up on, versus the fifth dimensional. And I want everybody to really feel the difference between those. And it's simple as subbing yourself out of one game and putting yourself in the correct game. I observe in society so many people refusing to win or even play for the fear of having that stigma of, if you win, then you're conquering somebody. If you win, then you're trampling over everyone else. And, that perception of winning as conquering is just a story. It's an old story that was put into our society to keep us from stepping into our power. And I think people that see the world this way are literally stopping themselves before they even get started. And then the second piece is, the other stigma that I see, which prevents people from winning or even playing, is the fear of losing and failing. And again, that's just the old paradigm. That's the 3D, and winning in the 5D in our current reality is simply a moment of mental and physical and spiritual celebration. And winning in the higher consciousness is a moment or a cause for celebration, right? When the mind and body and spirit are all participating in celebration. Just think about that for a second. Mm-hmm. What is celebration? I mean, I can just think of, off the top of my head, 100 times where I hit a last-second shot, or I dished a really good pass to somebody and they hit a last-second shot. And my mind is at ease, and my body is celebrating, and my body is creating testosterone and dopamine, and then my spirit, and here's the most important part, I think, my spirit is flying. My spirit is literally opening up to the full greatness of source, and that's an area that we can tap into at any point that we just simply allow ourselves to celebrate. So that's why I'm excited about this show.
Well, I'm excited about it too. I mean, I'm excited about the idea that, this is something we get to figure out. Now, I don't know about you, but I know about myself. Clearly, there have been times that I did show up, with the basketball at a table tennis game. And that doesn't always work out so well. First of all, it crushes the net. But in the end, what we're really talking about is our thinking, aren't we?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So that little white ball some days felt like it was a basketball to me.
Yeah.
And so what's the difference though, Lynn? What's going on inside of us?
Well, there's really 6 things that I kind of want to talk about today, as far as what is the difference, right, between that third dimensional mentality or your actions and that fifth dimensional higher vibration consciousness of the games. And, there's a lot of studies out. Like I was just kind of reading around the internet seeing like, what is a winner? What is not a winner, right? I don't even like the word loser because it's just kind of not winning. And anyways, there's lots of like scientific studies done, like people who win think like this or act like this. And I agree with that. But what I'm talking about today is my personal experience from the energetic consciousness that I believe I live at and that I see the world through. And the difference between the third dimension and the fifth dimensional game, I need people to really, really, really know that it's up to you to just get into the 5D game. Mm-hmm. the court's here, the playing field's here, it's in your offices, it's in your household. You just have to decide that that's the game you're going to sub into, right? So one of the first dynamics in the 5-dimension consciousness is winning not to conquer someone else or to claim that you're better than them, but through competition with yourself or others, you beat your prior limitations, that you're better than the last you, right? So now we're talking about team sports or collaboration. And as an athlete, we go up against people all the time. And yeah, I'm blood, sweat, and tears till the last second, but it's not about me claiming to conquer somebody else. It's me really honoring them for showing up to push me to that next level, right? And I think when we can think that way, we're going to start to appreciate competition and then winning, because at the end of that game, everybody can walk off the floor as a winner in the aspect that I'm talking about today. So that concept of conquering somebody else. I mean, I'm surprised how many times I see that within people walking around. You know, they just don't want to participate in the game of life. They don't want to challenge themselves because they really feel like they're challenging somebody else. And I think we need to move past that story and start to tap into others' competitive tendencies and the game sport and the individual sports to propel ourselves. That's one of the biggest things that I see.
Yeah. I mean, I like what you're saying, because we're talking about propelling ourselves. And, you know, what we're talking about is looking at a level and a vibration of things. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about what is winning as a vibration and what does it mean to be in that. And by the way, is there such a thing as winning as a collective? What does that feel like? And are there cultures that already do that? Stay tuned. Lynn Brown's in the house. What are we doing? Yeah, we're talking about how to get into it, how to win at the game of life in 5D. 5D better than 3D. You just need different glasses. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Who's that cat coming down the street?
I don't know, but it sounds to me like that wicked man with the bone.
Sure having himself a ball.
Brand consultant Jen Morgan is here with Radically Distinct Radio to help you take control of your future and maximize your brand's power to produce results. Whether you're an individual trying to reinvent yourself and launch a new venture, or you're an executive trying to reposition your company to modernize your sales and marketing programs, Jen Morgan and the RAD method empower you to play to your strengths and show up in the world as your most powerful brand. To learn more, go to jenmorgan.com. That's Jen with 2 N's Morgan.com, or call 206-972-5366.
Are you feeling stagnant or blocked in your love life, career, health, or finances? Experiencing difficulty focusing or setting and achieving goals? Tune in to Spiritual Diagnostics Radio with psychic visionary healers Carol Dorian and Suzanne Evans. Discover the cause and effect of unwanted patterns in life. Tune in every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit spiritualdeed.com.
Get ready to experience Truth Talk Radio with host Deb Acker. Tune in to Truth Talk Radio each Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. This hit show will leave you feeling lighter and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Visit TruthTalkRadioshow.com for upcoming transformative topics and guests.
Holistic Medical Center is where you find it all. A healthy space with doctors who care, see, and listen to the whole you. Hi, this is Dr. Darvish. If you have not found an answer to your chronic symptoms, you will find answers here at Holistic Medical Center. Our doctors find the root cause of your symptoms and guide your body towards healing naturally. We transform lives from within. Visit drdarvish.com or call 425-451-0404.
Artie Hoffman is the hottest psychic with the warmest heart and the host of the hit show Angels and Answers. A renowned psychic, medium, spiritual life coach, and an entertaining motivational speaker, Artie has helped over 15,000 people with his amazing intuitive gifts, his passion, and his humor. Call 877-ANGEL-02 to schedule a personal reading or to have your own psychic Artie party. That's 877-ANGEL-02. And visit artiehoffman.com and Angels and Answers on Facebook.
Wow. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive By. I'm telling you, I got to pinch myself some days because when each of us gets called to do something that we so not thought was in our wheelhouse to do for a purpose that's so much greater than us, we get to show up and shine.
If you would like to show up and shine on the Dr. Pat Show as a co-host or sponsor, send us an email to inspire@thedrpatshow.com.
Oh, yeah. I know what that's from, Benny.
Go for
very,
it.
very cool.
Who is it?
The Harlem Globetrotters.
There you go.
I used to want to be a Harlem.
Everyone's seen him.
Yeah, I used to want to be a Harlem Globetrotter.
Oh, who hasn't?
Actually, that's perfect kicking off this next part.
Good.
Yeah.
Lynn Brown's in the house. We're talking about how to win the game of life in 5D. And so let's talk about this for the moment. And, we were talking about, we're going to talk about the vibration of celebration, but there's also other vibrations.
Right. The vibration of losing, which is not a good vibration.
Yeah.
Not giving me good vibrations. So I the Harlem Globetrotters, what a great intro, because, I want to touch on a topic that is this. Here's the line. Ready? So be competitive, not at others, but with others so that you can grow, right? The end result is the growth. And what this means is in the 5D that you're not pulling another down to get ahead, but you're lifting yourself up to their performance level. As an athlete and as somebody who's very competitive in life, one might see me as I'm always trying to be better than the other person, but that's not actually how I'm working inside. Because I'm the one inside looking out, and because I think I see competition in a whole other way than most people. I see somebody who's doing something, and it shows me what I'm capable of doing. It shows me, oh, that's a level that I could get to, right? Oh, those are aspects that I could grow into. That's a level of consistency with my performance that I could grow to, right? So that's that is a huge difference. And the Harlem Globetrotters, I mean, I grew up wanting to be a Harlem Globetrotter, so I would watch the Harlem Globetrotters. Now, I could sit there and watch the Harlem Globetrotters as a kid and say, oh, they're not that good, or, pull them down. But what it did was it gave me things to aspire to. So that's a different way of competition in the 5D realm. And I love that, because I think a lot of people look at high-level competitors or people who are winning, and they say, hey, they're competitive at people. And I just don't think typically the winners out there, I don't think they are competitive at people. I think they're competitive with people. I need somebody pushing me. I need somebody challenging me to be the next best Lynn, right? I need somebody showing me moves that I've never seen, or showing me how to talk ways that I've never spoke before. So that's a really good, healthy way to look at competition. And we need it as a collective to win and to get better. So, and speaking of never losing, in the 5D, I think we need to start reframing it as so let's substitute the word losing with learning. I never lose. Lynn Brown never loses. Not in my mind. And this is all about your frame of mind. I'm learning. right? If I stumble, if I fall, if I have a lower score than somebody at the end, I'm learning, and I'm learning what I need to do to get better at the next juncture.
Yeah.
So it's really only a frame of mind, but it's also an energy vibration, right? Because I'm looking at things and life at the energetic level, at the energetic vibration. And losing is a vibration. When you walk out of an interview, or when you walk out of a athletic event, or when you walk out of something where you say, oh, I lost, and you harness and you allow yourself to be in that loser vibration, it is a low vibration, and it's a hard one to get out of. But if you can just switch that word to learning, that's really, really, really going to help you. That's really going to help society say, yeah, I had a really good lessons today, and I'm going to put those lessons to use. And honestly, as a competitor in the game of life, I don't see others, when I win, I don't see others as losers. I don't see that somebody lost. If you were my competitor in a game of table tennis, Pat, and I beat you, I wouldn't see you as the loser. I would see you and respect you for bringing your game and competing with me. Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's a good I think that's something that people need to understand and hear, from the mouth of a competitor. They need to understand that the competitors don't really see losers. Right? Mm-hmm. Would you agree?
I agree. I mean, it's really interesting because who do we challenge when we play? Now, there are some people that will challenge people that they know that they can beat. I'm not one of those people. I don't challenge people I know I can beat. I play with people that I know that I'm better at the game at, but I play with them to help them if they want help.
Mm-hmm.
I will challenge somebody or say, hey, do you want to play with people that are at least 2 to 3 times better than I am?
Right.
And I did that Sunday, as a matter of fact. I did it Saturday and I did it Sunday. And I keep asking this one guy to keep Alex. I keep Alex, you want to play? Alex, you want to play? And I don't stand a chance. I mean, I am like, and I asked myself the other day, why do I keep doing that? Because I obviously, I'm not getting any better at it, but I am.
Yeah.
I am getting better at it.
Yeah.
My mind is working differently, Lynn.
Yeah.
I'm not just, oh my God. Okay. Scores like what? 9-1. And I am not winning. I'm not there. I'm like, what did I do right in that one point?
Yeah.
I wonder what it takes for us to do that. I wonder what it takes for us to look at, I didn't really just lose this game. Let me look at what I did so that I know how to repeat it. Isn't that the key to life?
Yeah, absolutely. Many times I think people don't even dare to try something until they are perfect at it. And when they do that, they miss out on the opportunity to be good at a lot of things. I mean, the other weekend, my nephew was saying, his cross-country season was wrapping up, and he grew up in Ethiopia for a lot of his life, so he didn't play a lot of American sports, so he's kind of behind as far as training goes in high school sports. He's a freshman. And I said, what are you going to do for the winter season? Are you going to do something? He goes, well, I wanted to try basketball, but, he goes, I'm just not good enough. So what I'm going to do is, he goes, because I'm behind. And he said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until I'm good enough. And so by next year, I think I can be good enough. And that wasn't going down with me. I said, Phoenix is his name. I said, here's a really good life lesson, Phoenix. You can't wait to be perfect at something before you try it. The only way you're going to get good at it is to get out there and practice. He goes, well, then you could teach me. You're the best shooter I've ever seen. He's like, you blow my mind, when you're shooting. You can teach me. I'm like, I can teach you on the weekends, but what you need is the practice. You need the constant training that only you're going to get by playing the sport. You can't sit on the sidelines until you're perfect at something before you start working on it, right? And I think that's a really great lesson for life, is that so many of us are afraid of losing or not being perfect at something that they don't even start doing it. And you have to. You just have to start. So you just start. Be willing to learn it. Let's just everybody get rid of the word losing and it's substitute learning. In the 5D game.
Right. Here's what we're talking about here for today for the show. Every one of us has been through walks of life that seem extraordinarily difficult at times. But don't we all have a responsibility, Lynn, at some level? Don't we have a responsibility to ourselves?
Yeah, we have a responsibility not only to ourselves, but to the collective as a whole. And this is really talking about winning as a collective. One of my favorite sayings growing up, you walk into my bedroom when I was a kid and you could not see a piece of the wall. The wall was motivational, inspirational sayings and stuff like that. And one of my very, very favorite ones was, the speed of the leader determines the rate of the pack.
Mm-hmm.
And some people might come into my room and be offended by that. Like, oh, you just want to be the best at everything. But that's not what I saw. I felt like the leader is the rate of the pack. They show us what's possible. They lead us. Now, it is just as important to me that there is a leader as there is that there's a follower. And it is just important to me as that there is a boss as there is an assistant.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody has a role, and everybody's role is needed. It really is needed. In college, we needed a practice squad. Otherwise, the starting five, you couldn't ever improve. We couldn't even practice. And so owning your role can help you be more confident, can be more certain, and not wanting someone else's role or comparing your progress to where someone else is. And I know that's hard, but if you can really stand in certainty and understand that if you don't play your role, and if you don't play your role to the best of your ability, the collective needs somebody else to fill that role. Like they really do.
Yeah.
In order for us to all move forward, right?
Yeah.
And a symphony needs a conductor as much as it needs a flute. It really does. And I think everybody can just really take the weights off of having to be somebody else. Take the weights off and the stress and the pressure off of having to perform like somebody else. Perform like you were born to perform. Do the role that you were born to do, and do it awesome, because we need you.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Let's take a short break. I love this. There's something interesting about this that, I want to talk with you about when we come back. And what that is where does wanting it bad enough fit in? I can't wait to hear what this means in 5D. Lynn Brown is in the house. When we come back, we're going to give you lots of information about Lynn, and we're going to be talking about what are the ingredients for winning. There are ingredients for winning, just like there are ingredients to make an apple pie. And you would not sit there and eat each ingredient separately. That's why you got to put it all together. That's what Lynn's going to do. We'll be right back.
Transformation Talk Radio is dedicated to the education and awareness of Lyme disease.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Lyme Talk Radio. I'm Dr. Pat, joined here by
Dr. Nusheen Darvish.
Dr. Pat Basili and Dr. Nusheen Darvish will be bringing the most innovative, groundbreaking information, research, treatment innovations, and stories from those it affects every day.
I'm so excited to be talking about this.
We have so much to share.
Dr. Darvish and I are planning to do is connect the dots.
People suffering with all sorts of chronic diseases, it's time. It is time for them to transform.
Tune into Lyme Talk Radio and help keep our mission strong.
For the loyal listeners out there that have been listening to this incredible show on Lyme disease, we are not going to let you down. We're going to come through stronger and enrich the platform for Lyme disease awareness through Lyme Talk Radio. The message will continue, the conversations will become stronger, and the healing epic.
Are you sick of feeling overworked with no motivation? Take a break from the daily grind. Life coach Nicole Eisler is here to provide a healing journey of optimism. Passionate and caring, Nicole is no ordinary soul. Her dedication to helping everyone has no limit. Witness the power of positivity. Tune in every first and third Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific for Positivity Party Radio with Nicole Eisler on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit BigDreamAwakening.com.
Tune in to The Michael Shane Show the third Tuesday of each month at 11 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com and connect with the ascended beings to raise your vibration and manifest the life you desire. Get ready to receive healing through the transphysical mediumship of Reverend Michael Shane and the ascended beings. Visit MichaelShane.com. That's MyChael, Shane.com, and call 425-971-6632 to schedule your full healing session now.
Have you been seeing numbers like 111 and 222 everywhere you go? Do you feel that the universe may be trying to get your attention, perhaps offering a message of some sort? As it turns out, numerical patterns and certain types of geometry form the very fabric of our reality, from cells under a microscope to the astronomy of our night sky. At Stellar Reflections, we offer special sessions which tap into these patterns, designed specifically to support you on your journey. The 111 and 222 activations are sessions activating new patterns in your energy field, which in turn can help you create new patterns in your life. After just one session with a practitioner, either in person or via distance, clients report gaining greater clarity, becoming more intuitive, and honoring their inner truth as they move forward in their lives. Curious about what these transformational sessions might do for you? Call 425-999-9836 or visit StellarReflections.com. That's StellarReflections.com.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. It's great to have Lynn Brown's in the house. Benny, do you know it was Lynn's birthday? I didn't know if I was supposed to announce anything.
I did not, but happy birthday. Congratulations. 21. All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
good job.
Yeah.
21.
I remember that 21 day.
21 and still growing, right?
So long ago. So long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a perfect day to celebrate.
Yeah. I could be like my mom right now and say something that I'll probably regret, like, what does a 21-year-old know about winning? Well, actually, a lot. Isn't that a little bias we have about winning, that we think age is a factor, a determinant of that?
Yeah, I don't like that. Let's not talk about that. Yeah, no, yeah.
Are you winning on your birthday?
Absolutely. All
right. Tell us how you're winning on your birthday before we continue.
Okay.
Give us 3 ideas how you're winning on your birthday.
Well, here's one good story. When I was little, I was sitting in a basketball gym in a small town where I grew up. And I saw somebody come down with like 3 seconds in the game, go around their back, pull up, and hit this shot. And the whole gym stood up. And it was just screaming and roaring. And I was sitting still watching this. And I didn't see what most people saw. I saw the energy of it. And I saw everybody dropping their concerns for a second. I saw everybody in celebration of life, in celebration of their potential. That person who just hit that shot freed everybody for a moment. And that's the vibration of winning. That's the vibration of celebration. And at that moment, when I was little, I knew that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to help people reach that spot of celebration and winning and showing that everybody can win and be in those moments. And I was thinking about the radio show today and what I want for my birthday. And, because everybody's asked, what do you want for your birthday? What are you doing for your birthday? And I want to do this show to help people win. That's all I've wanted to do all my life, is help people access that energy of celebration.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't think of a better way to celebrate my birthday. I don't have anything else. I don't have a 2 and 3. That's it. That's it. If I can give one person access to celebration and playing in the 5D game of life and winning, then I've done my job, and I'm ecstatic.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, let's talk about this from a lot of points of view. We're talking about stepping into the world and winning. And I know we're going to talk about ingredients for winning, but listen, I don't know that there are many people that set goals that don't want to reach them. I don't think we do that. I don't think we're wired that way. But I do think that when we set goals and we don't reach them, it really affects people body, mind, spirit wise. What do you think?
I think absolutely. But I think there's also, if we can put on our learning hat again right there and train ourselves to be learning and growing, I think we can look at it differently, because I've set so many goals that I haven't achieved, but that's a part of the process. That's a part of the process of winning. That's a part of the process of determination, setting that focal point, setting that destination point so that I can keep my eyes right there, and then starting on that path. And if I can get 3/4 of the way down that path, yeah, maybe I didn't reach that end point, but I sure am 3/4 of the way further than I would have been if I never even started. Mm-hmm. And I think winners, people who are winning constantly, are on that path, and at every little juncture that they can, I think they celebrate. I think they take the time to allow themselves to celebrate the little steps, and they kind of get addicted to that vibration. They kind of get addicted to that celebration. And it just keeps us going and going and going. And yeah, at the end of the day, if we wake up and we didn't hit that goal, but we're so much closer, I just think that becomes a way of being. So again, we're back to the way we think about stuff.
Yeah.
It really propels me. If I don't have a really good, focused, defined goal, I'm probably not, like you said, I'm probably not really serious about it. I'm probably not really interested in achieving it. I'm probably not going to focus my energy on it. And then most importantly, I'm not going to take actions to achieve it. So again, I just don't see it as losing or failing. It's all progressive. It's all part of the evolution. If you think about a marathon runner, I don't know if you've done a marathon or a triathlon. Those things are hard.
You know what? I ran around the lake.
Okay, yeah. So you don't need to answer that question.
Get around the lake. Yeah,
but I set out to do this, and that's a lot of training. And I don't think there's. I think that a triathlete or a marathon runner, that's such a big goal. They want that opportunity to celebrate when they cross the finish line. But I guarantee you that every workout along the way, and even breaking up those little workouts, every workout they're taking a moment to celebrate and pat themselves on the back and energetically open up to that win. Because then you not only are making yourself train yourself to be that vibration, you just become it. I believe that if you do something long enough, you become it, right? So we're talking about the evolution of acting like a winner to becoming a winner. Practicing the vibration of winning, and then maintaining that vibration of winning.
Yeah. You know what I found, and this is interesting. I know you're going to talk about it, but I want you to just touch upon this. I found myself playing, let's just say playing the other day, and I found myself not being able to get motivated to play. And I was thinking to myself, what's going on with this? Why am I not motivated to play? What is it that's happening? What I realized, it wasn't motivation at all. I mean, I burned myself out on the little robot. And so after being burned out on the robot, which I didn't realize, I was way too tired to play well. I was way too tired, but I didn't know that. And I got mentally tired because having this little robot shoot this ball at you at like 80, 90 miles an hour, my brain was like, what? But here's what I discovered. I'd love for you to talk about it. I realized that when I was stepping up to play, And this happens for me in any walk of life. So for those of you listening, this is not playing a sport. This is anything that you're doing. Sometimes you get too tired to clean your house. Sometimes you don't see that as winning. Sometimes we see things as chores because our mind wants us to see them as chores. And I wanted to ask you this. I found myself saying, I'm the best player in the world. I really did. That was the way I started to talk to myself. How do we do this for the everyday, day-to-day, getting up, doing my job? How do we flip it into the 5D thing, Lynn? I know I'm not alone here.
No. I think it's biting off little chunks and you have to start to train yourself. So one of the first ingredients for me is to train your mind, body, spirit to win, right? You have to start off with a game plan. And so the way I see it is there's really 4 components. There's the goal, there's the plan, there's the action, there's the win. And when I say win, you say celebrate. Win, celebrate, win, celebrate, right? It's key. It's really key because you're rewarding yourself. You're rewarding your mind, body, and spirit for that set of things that you just accomplished, right? And those are all ingredients that you need. And then repeat it. So anyone can get in this repetition for all the actions in your life, right? For setting your alarm for earlier. Get the goal. Do the plan. A winning plan, right? Mm-hmm. Follow through with the action and then reward yourself. Mm-hmm. You have to go through those processes because I think when you bite off a big chunk like that, you really beat yourself up. You really do. And people have to start small. One of the ways that I got so good at this is such a small thing. It's such a small thing. But it trained me how to, I'll just go shoot a free throw, right? Mm-hmm. I'm at the free throw line. I look at the goal. That's my goal. It's my one and only goal. My plan is the muscle action. I shoot the ball. I make it. I celebrate.
Yeah.
I celebrate. Each time my heart does this little flutter, my energy expands. I get some nice endorphins. And I'm like, okay, now I can win again, right? I take the next shot. So I encourage people to break their day up into a bunch of little celebrations. We just need to celebrate more, right?
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is the win. Give ourselves more credit for achieving the things that we do throughout the day. And then pretty soon you'll be like, man, I'm addicted to this winning stuff. And you're not going to beat yourself up when you don't clean the house.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll be like, I'm tired. I need a break.
I need to celebrate. Before we get too far, and I know we're going to keep going here, I would love for people to know how they can work with you directly. And also, I know you got some classes coming up. Tell folks about those.
Yeah, you can contact me through lynnmbrown.com. My events are at Lynn Brown Events. And you just reach out to me. I do private reading sessions, intuitive healing sessions, motivational sessions with people. And then I do group things as well. One of my group events coming up is in Mount Vernon. It's November 4th, so just a couple weeks away, at the Riverwalk Yoga Studio. And we're going to talk about the colorful world of energy, so the vibrations of the different energy and how you can use it to really alter and be senior to your life, right? Really start to shift the different aspects of your life. So you can go to Riverwalk Yoga Studio and register for that. I'm doing some monthly meditations at the Maya Whole Health Studio in Renton. Mm-hmm. And as you know, getting really, really close to being able to launch Full Spectrum Finance, which is taking the mental, physical, and spiritual aspects of money and winning at it, truly winning at the game of money. And I'm really excited about that. So even though it's not launched yet, I'm still actively doing that for a lot of people. So you can reach out to me if you're interested in that.
I would do that because, part of this is really having, a full spectrum, perspective on life. I mean, so often we cut things out And, I think it's very exciting. Now, we were talking about ingredients for winning, and I think they're really important. And there's one thing I said before, maybe you can comment, and I'd like to, for you to go ahead and share the rest of these too. It's that I said, I don't, you said you do this, but I don't sit down and have the ingredients for an apple pie and say, oh, okay, wait, let me eat this raw egg. Now, wait, let me eat these raw, you know what I mean? We put them all together and we mix them up. We have some instruction. We put it in the oven and there we go. Aren't you talking about these ingredients so as we do them together and we learn how to do these together or not?
Yes.
What's your thinking on this?
Yes, individually and collectively.
Great.
Individually and collectively. That's very important. Because we have to work on ourselves. It's not being self-centered. I think more people should be self-centered. You know what I mean? The real definition of being self-centered for me is focusing on what you can do to evolve in your path, your physical path, your spiritual path, your mental path. I think that would really help society out a lot. So when you do focus on yourself, you're really helping the collective.
Yeah. I mean, listen. It's like the story on the plane. We heard this story a million times. I'm only going to be able to help you to the point by which I was willing to help myself. I was willing to get better. Now, some people say, Pat, that's not right. There are some coaches that can't play a lick in the game. Well, maybe they can't play, but they know the game, right? So how do we figure spirituality in this conversation? One of my very favorite things to do. How do I do this, Lynn?
We are all one. If you think about spirit and you think about vibration, you think about energy, it comes back to the collective. Again, we all have a responsibility. We all have our role. And that's where the spirituality comes in. And we need to constantly be trying, I believe, to be getting closer and closer and closer to where we are always at that winning vibration. I think that's the ultimate win, is when you can walk through life knowing that you're playing a game to always get better. Not that you're not good enough, right? And that's not that's not the mentality I'm talking about. Not that you're not good enough, but what is that next step? How can I bring more light? How can I bring more celebration to the planet? How can I bring more positivity to the planet, including myself, but as and the collective?
Yeah. I mean, what we're talking about is the difference between me making my grandmother's meatballs 30 years ago or so, maybe longer when I was learning. Oh, there was a lot more years than that. When I was first learning, and me making my grandma's meatballs today. Because one of the things I love about and I got to tell you, this is a family recipe that's hundreds of years old, right? And here's the deal of what I learned. And Benny got to hear my uncle talk about another family recipe with eggplant. All of us have had this passed down to us. All of us have had to learn how to perfect it to the way our grandparents and their grandparents did. That did not happen overnight, although my cousin thinks he did it right the first time. How do we stay in the game? Through the process, Lynn. Because I know you didn't make that 3-pointer right out of the gate.
No.
Well, maybe you did.
No.
I know I didn't hit a ball 80 miles an hour right out of the gate. But how do we help people stay in the process? How do we help folks stay in the game?
Well, one of the ways that I was always able to stay in the game was, keeping my eye on what the ultimate goal is. And not just the goal for the goal being itself, but what is the reward or the accomplishment? But one of the biggest things for me was always surrounding myself by like-minded people. Surrounding myself by people who had that winning mentality, what I'm talking about. To people who lived in the 5D consciousness of winning. because their energy and their habits and their words and the words they choose not to use, those start to what I call entrain you. You start to become what you're around. And if there's one word of advice I could give to people, I have a niece and nephew who are in 9th and 10th grade. They're at a very formidable age. And this is one of the first things that I tell them is surround yourself by winners. Surround yourself by people like how you want to become.
Right.
And don't waste time with the others. You can't be in the muck and be clean. You can't play with people going the opposite direction and expect to go the direction you're wanting to go. So that's really, if you seriously want to start to be able to maintain this path and maintain this game, you have to surround yourself by people who already do it, who already have these habits established. And you're going to pick it up and you're going to love it. That's one of my biggest words of advice to the kids, and therefore to everybody else.
Yeah. One of the things that I think is really important in this day and age, what I hear you talking about too, though, is also about the media. I don't think you're just talking about, well, wait a minute. Yeah, physically, I get it, right? Physically, I get, don't put yourself around it.
Yeah.
But we are bombarded left, right, upside down, sideways. And I can choose what channel I'm going to put on that TV. I can choose what book I'm going to read.
Absolutely.
I can choose it. Isn't that also important? Because if we're plugging in to vibrations that are not celebrating, then we're going to get more of that.
Yeah. It's like we focus on what we don't want to happen, but then it ends up happening. It's because that's what you're focusing on. That's what you're entraining yourself with. That's what you're reading about. That's what you're eating, mentally, physically, spiritually. That's what you're eating. Absolutely. It's like everything that you're doing, you're right, has this vibration attached to it, and it's pulling you one direction or it's pulling you the other direction. It's my belief energetically that you're never stagnant, right? You're either being pulled to the left or you're being pulled to the right. Yeah. So what are you attaching yourself to? There's just things I won't even waste my time with.
Right.
And it's not because I don't respect another person or their opinion. It's just not worth my time because it's the vibration that I'm choosing to invest in.
Yeah. Here we are, a couple minutes left till the game is over here today. You're the coach. You see the score is tied. You're the coach. What are you going to say to your team? What are you going to say to us, Lynn? And don't say go for yeah. It's funny.
Well, you need to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Everybody is born a winner. Everybody on this game of life with me. You're on the court with me. And I believe oftentimes that I believe in you more. I don't even know you. 99.9% of the people listening, I don't even know. But I think I believe in you more than you believe in you.
Oh, I get that.
And I need you to believe in yourself for this last second. For this last second shot, I need you to believe in yourself because that's the first thing. And then I just want you to do it. Whatever it is, just do it. And that's my word of advice at the last second. You know how to do it. Believe in yourself. And then start putting the habits in place as if you believe in yourself.
Wow. Thank you, Lynn. Not to put you on the spot, what you going to do for your birthday?
I am going to go, I'm just going to kind of go with the flow, to probably go get a massage, actually, just treat myself to some good relaxing stuff. I'm going to go give myself some creative time because after this show, my creative juices are flowing, right? I've opened up that energetic passageway to celebration and I need to capture some of it. So I'm just going to go have fun today.
Awesome.
I'm gonna go have fun. Spend some time with my family.
Awesome. Good job. And you're going to be winning.
Absolutely.
All right. Lynn Brown, give out your website again. Tell folks how they can get a hold of you directly.
LynnMBrown.com. And also, just real quick, on my Facebook page, Rawness of Life, I've gone ahead and listed my personal favorite top 10 ingredients to winning. So you can find me there, Rawness of Life. I've set that aside for everybody listening here today that wants to access some more of those ingredients.
Rock on, sister. Thank you. Lynn Brown, everybody.
Have a good one.
I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait. You guys get ready. You're going to hear all about full spectrum finance as we move forward. For more information about us, go to transformationtalkradio.com, thedrpatshow.com. And if you want to take a sneak peek, transformationradio.fm. Pretty soon, we're going to have some stuff to show you guys. All right, we're going to take a shorty. We'll be right back.
Preceding audio was via a Skype call.